Hey, hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. My name is Deepak and I'm thrilled to have all you here. I have spent the last 3 years working in the cloud securities and IAM, exploring the intricacies of keeping cloud environments secure and compliant. The world of cloud can be vast, sometimes overwhelming, but I'm here to make it easier for you all. My goal with this channel is to share what I've learned in a way that both approachable and practical. Whether you're just starting out or looking to deepen your knowledge, I'll be covering various topics across cloud IAM, security best practice, and much more. Each video will tackle a different topic and I'll walk you through with a real world site and with example. But that's not all this channel is for you. If there is something specific you'd like to learn, let me know in the comments. I'm eager to always explore new topics. And so if there is something on your mind and I'll do dive in and do the research and create a content, just make sure it is easier for you to understand. So whether you to kickstart your career in cloud or to build on what you already know, you are in the right place. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification so you don't miss any of my future videos. So this is my very first video and I'm so excited to learn and grow together with you all. So let you all support me on this and embark on the cloud journey together. Thank you once again. Let's get started. Thank you everyone. So today our first topic is IAM. So IAM is a crucial and important topic when it comes to cloud securities. So today we are going to cover GCP IAM here. So to make sure everyone is aware of it, why IAM is important, so how it's been working in cloud environment, so what are the benefits to the organization we are getting on it. So I have copied a few lines from the Google Cloud documentation. So to make easier, who is already working in IAM, for them, if you go through this content, you get to know it. So let's make it easier for who is freshers going to start in cloud journey. Okay. So if you see this, IAM lets you grant granular access to a specific Google Cloud resource and help prevent access to other resources. IAM let you adapt the security principle of least privilege, which states that nobody should have more permission than they actually need. I hope most of people will understand what I'm trying to say, but I'll try to make it easier for the fresher. Okay, so IAM is a framework used by Google Cloud or other cloud also to control who can do what with which resource. So it basically we do have a multiple resource in running on cloud environment. So Google are offering the service like you have a control over it. So you can provide access to your principals like either user account or service account or any AD groups. You can provide the access of what access are required on which resource. So they also giving the granularity like you can drill down to the resource level and provide the access to them. So in upcoming slide, I'll walk you through each and everything and also show in a Google Cloud Console how to provide access on each level. So it make it easier for you guys to understand. And also IAM is a crucial part when it comes to cloud security because as I said earlier, it helps organization to control access to their resource. So there were so many key points are there, so many uh, topics inside it, but we are going to take which is most important when it comes to IAM. Okay, let's move into the next slide. Okay, so the next slide is understanding IAM functionality. So here I am going to cover 3 points here. So first one is granular access control. Second point, prevention of unnecessary access. Third, principle of least privilege. So granular access is nothing but it help to grant the permission to the specific resource instead of providing access to the all the resource. So take an example like if someone wants to have access to the virtual machine, so instead of providing them access to other resource, you can grant access only to the virtual machine. So instead of providing access means like there is a cloud bucket with the other services are running and there were many services like App Engine. So we don't want to provide that kind of access to individual. So we can provide a specific user, and also we can drill down into more like instead of providing access to the all instance, we can provide access to the specific instance also or specific bucket also. This is what I am giving you the functionality like granular access control. And second, prevention of unnecessary access. Prevention of unnecessary access. So by doing the first point, we can control the principal, reducing the exposure of other service to them. So it makes sure they do have access to the resource which they wants to work. So we don't want to provide other resource which is for them is not required. And third is principle of least privilege. So it is a security best practice. It means users should only have the minimum level of access needed to perform their job function. So no more, no less. So that story, I can give you some example. So imagine you are in a hospital. So you are a doctor in a hospital. So you want to have access to the medical database, right? Or medical records. So if there is a staff who's working on it, if you provide them access to them to the medical records, what do you think will happen here? So they can able to create or modify or delete existing records. So they, they can do whatever they need. So to prevent this kind of action, we want to follow the least privilege. Like they wants to have the permission what they wants to perform. So the doctor need access to the medical records. We need to provide a medical record access. If the staff record other access like only the entry or anything, so we need to provide that kind of access. We should not provide excess permission. So if there is a chance, it expose the datas to others outsiders. So okay, I'll give you one more example. So there is a major financial company. So they do have a large database. They do storing like sensitive customer information such as social security numbers, credit card details, and account balance. So an employee who worked in other department from a marketing department had permission that allowed access to the database even though they didn't need it for their role. So what happened if the marketing department employee who have access, his account credential is got compromised? So let's say through a phishing attack, because that employee had a broad access permission, the attacker could access and extract the sensitive customer data, resulting in a massive data breach. So how it can be restricted? So there it comes the least privilege cloud. So if the company had followed the least privilege method, they would have restricted the marketing employee access to only the resource they need. Even if the account were compromised, the attackers wouldn't have been able to access the sensitive data they didn't need. So let's say to understand better, I try to give one more example. Okay. In a tech startup, okay, the developer was getting a broad role in the Google Cloud environment. So the permission he have like he or she have like to manage compute instance, storage, or network settings. So across the entire environment. So this is done for the convenience as a developer occasionally needed to deploy new applications. So that administrator is not followed the least privilege. He granted the excessive permission to the user. Let's say what happened if the developer account was accidentally exposed to the unsecured personal computer or any phishing attack. So the attacker gained access to the Google Cloud account and used to spin up thousands of virtual machines to mine cryptocurrency or racking up the thousands of dollars in charges for the company. So he can delete the whatever the existing application in company. So it make their application down. So he can do whatever he wants to do if he got the access. So there is, if the company has followed the least privilege, if the developer has granted a custom role with just the permission necessary to deploy application and nothing more, data would not been able to modify network setting or deploy new instance. So limiting permission would have minimized the impact of breach. So these are all things I know that it's more confusing because For a freshers, they're not aware of what is custom role, what is predefined role, what is basic roles. So in our upcoming slide, we are going to discuss in more details, and you get it understand a better way that so you will say like, oh, this is that I understand about it. So to understand this like current slide IAM functionality, I'm going to walk you through the Google Cloud Console. So what is access like granular access control and how to prevention of unnecessary access and prevent the least privilege to make sure everyone will get it understand in more detail. So let's dive into the console and see console here. For this lab propose, we do created two instances and two instances are running. So you can see here from this account, I'm logged in as a Vimal. My account name is Vimal. So I do have a phone or access. And apart from that, no one have access here. No other we have given access here. So you can see here, I do have full access. Like I can create instance, I can import VM, or I can stop the instance, suspend or reset, or anything I can do it because I do have full permission over this project, so I can do that. So I'm logging into the another account. So this is the account, which is a temporary account. So you can see here, I don't have any access to this project because I didn't provide access to this temporary account here. So let me give access to this account first here. So let me to go to grant access and let me type that email ID of the account. So if you assign the permission from the IAM console here, right? So basically we are providing that access at the project level. So I'm going to provide for this lab purpose for that account viewer access at the project level. So he can able to read all the, not all the, most of the resource in the particular project, in the demo project. So I given access to viewer access to the temporary account. So let me go to that account and refresh the screen here. So you see, once I given the reader access, so I can able to see this account to so not account VM instance are running. So but I don't have any permission like create instance, import VM. So let's click on any one instance. So you see here, I cannot stop suspend as a way I can do from that my owner account. Okay. So let me provide access to the particular account. For this demo, I'll give you an overview, then I can go with that action. So there are two instances of running it, right? So we are going to give access to the test one VM for that this temporary account, and I'm not going to give access to the test two accounts. So how IAM can give the control to give access to this temporary account for this only particular instance rather than giving access to the other instance. So let's take an example. In a project, there is a 10 VM instance are running. So in the 10 VM instance, the user want to access to only one or two instance, other than like he need wants to access to all the instance. Why? Because if you provide an access to all the instance, so that instance which is not owned by him or not used by him, so the some other team is using. If you give control to him, so he can do manipulate anything like create, delete, or restart anything. We are going to restrict the access to the particular instance rather than providing access to all the instance. So let me log into my account. So let me provide access to the first instance. So if you need to checkbox that first instance and go to the permission tab. So before that, I'm going to show you like this temporary account not having access like stop, suspend, reset, right? So let me give access from my main account here. Temporary 26 learning. So I have given access here. So here I'm going to provide that instance admin. So basically instance admin we want access. So let me give you some detail about what the role is. So this role provide to manage instance like delete. or create or update anything based on what level of access you are given. So if, for example, this access, if given at the project level, that access will allow the particular user can perform like deleting, creating or updating all the existing VM which is present in the demo project. So I'm not giving it at project level, I'm giving the access to the instance level, that access. So we can save this policy and just go to that another account, temporary account, and just you can refresh it. So once you refresh it, like I hope that the access will reflect here. So let me click on this first instance. So now you can see previously all the options are grayed out. Now you can see the stop, suspend, reset. He got the access. So if I click on the second VM, still we are not provide any access to the instance node. So that user will not able to perform any kind of actions here. So let me click on the first instance and try to perform the action here. So let me stop it first. So if I click on that action is running here, so it takes some time to stop the instance. So let me pause the video here. Once it's stopped, again I'll resume. Okay, so that instance is stopped here. So now you can see again I can start and resume the instance here, or I can do more action like I can go and delete the instance. So let me delete this instance as well. So it is performing. So the deleting instance is running on it. So you can see here that instance is deleted. There is only one instance running. So even though I deleted the instance, I'm not having access to the second instance running it. This is how you can follow the IAM functionality like granular access, least to privilege, and prevention of unnecessary access. So granular access, we have provided access to the particular resource, only one instance. So we prevented second point, providing unnecessary access like providing the access to other instance. Third one, we follow the least privilege. In this instance admin, so there is a multiple higher roles are there, like compute admin role also there. So that provide a broad range of permission, but we need to understand what is the use case, what they're trying to do, and what resource. Based on that, we need to provide the permission which they really require. So I'm talking about roles, permissions, right? So why can't we discuss more like what is role, what is permission, why the permission is required, but we are not able to see permissions here. Only we can able to see roles here. So all these details we are going to discuss in more detail in upcoming slide. It is easier for you to connect the dots and make it easier to understand. We come to the last section of our video. This is my first video. Please let me know comments like, do I need to improve something or do I need to change anything? So it helped me to learn from you guys like what is exactly you're looking out from me, and I can try my best to provide the same thing to you. Thank you all once again, and have a good day.